Good day everyone, my name is Raymond Trillo, and this time I will discuss to you Chapter 13, Principles of Deductions. So, natay Trust 1, Trust 2, Trust 3. Si Agos, related siya sa Trust 1. Si Kimi, related siya sa Trust 2, Trust 3. So, si Mr. Sarangani, related siya sa Trust 1, Trust 2, Trust 3. Si Agos ug si Kimi ug si Mr. Sarangani, dili sila related fiduciaries of trust except kung family member sila. Next, we have transfer pricing regulations. Pursuant to RR2 2023 at 2013, the BIR may restate the price of the non-arm's length expense between associated or related enterprises to their arm's length or fair value comparable to those entered into by independent enterprises. So, ang BIR, pwede sila mo restate sa price between associated or related enterprises. Next, the withholding rule. Payers of income are required to withhold income taxes on their payments. The failures to comply with this requirement shall result in the disallowance of the expenses as deductions. So the rule is no withholding, no deductions. So we have type of withholding taxes. So first, withholding tax on compensations. Expense type, compensations expense. BIR form 1601C. Second, final withholding tax expense type, certain passive income and friends benefits. BIR 0619 na 0619F. Third, expanded withholding tax expense type, other income payments which are subject to regular tax to the recipients. BIR form 0619E. Deadline on or before the 10 days of the month following the month in which withholding was made. Our summary of expanded withholding tax, which payments to supplier of good in general 1%, payments to supplier of services in general 2% except rental of properties of films and toll fees to refinish 5%. Professional services to individual professionals, brokers, agents, entertainers 5% or 10%. Corporation 10% or 15%. General professional partnership 0%. Embalmers, funeral companies 1%. Additional payments of governments, personnel from importers, shipping and airlines companies or their agents from overtime services 15%. Next, income distribution by states and trusts to her or beneficiaries 15%. General professional partnership to partners 10%. Payments made by credits and credit card companies 1/2 of 1%.
Go.
The withholding agents payers must release to the recipients of fee of the income payments copies of evidence of withholding. A. BIR forms 2306, certificate of final tax withheld at source. B. BIR form 2307, certificate of creditable tax withheld and source. So we have expanded withholding tax land VAT supplier. In January 2019, Mrs. Marianas is due to pay 40,000 monthly rental expense to the non-VAT releaser. Mrs. Marianas shall withhold 2,000 computed as 5% times 40,000 from the rent fee. 38,000 to the leaser and furnish him and a copy of VIR form 2307. Mrs. Marianas shall file VIR form 0619E and remit the 2,000 withheld tax of the government through an authorized government depository bank. Mrs. Marianas shall use the VIR form 0691A as support for her claim of itemized deduction. The leaser shall also use the VIR form 2307 as tax credit against his tax due. So next we have expanded withholding tax VAT supplier. In March 2019, Heaven Realty Corporation HRC, a VAT taxpayer, is about to pay 896,000 commission to Mr. Ahinte, a VAT registered realty broker. HRC shall deduct 10% withholding tax on the gross income of Mr. Ahinte. The withholding tax with VAT of the payment shall be computed as follows. Gross amount due. So, ay 896,000 list output VAT natay 896,000 times 12 divided by 112 mo na siya 96,000. Ato siya i-minus para makuha na sa commission income 896,000 minus 26,000 mo niya ang 800,000. Para makuha na to ang ato i-multiply with holding rate ang 800,000 ato i-times sa 10% mao ni siya ang withholding tax 80,000. So ang result 80,000 shall claim the 800,000 as a commission expense and record the 96,000 as input, but the input VAT is the tax credit and is not an expense. The cash payment to Mr. Ahinte shall be commission income 800,000 plus VAT 96,000 less withholding tax 80,000. Net cash due to Mr. Ahinte 816,000. In accounting this recorded in the box as commission expense 800,000, input VAT 96,000, cash 816,000, withholding tax payable 80,000. So this time final withholding tax in June 2019 bill publishing incurred 200,000 royalty expenses to author Primuna Shuding. Bill publishing shall deduct 20,000 10% final tax on royalty payment to Primuna. Pay her 180,000 and furnish her a copy of the VIR form 2306. Since this is the third month of the quarter, bill publishing shall include the royalty payments in its VIR form 1601 FQ and remit the 20,000 withhold tax to the government. Bill publishing shall keep the VIR form 1601 FQ to support its deductions for royalty expense, but Remona cannot use the BIR Form 2306 as her tax credit because the royalty is not part of this gross income subject to regular income tax. Next is claiming of withholding. Per RR 12 2001, the obligation of the payer to deduct and withhold tax from the income payment arises upon the occurrence of any of the following: first, payment; second, when the income payment becomes due or payable; third, recording of the income payment as expense of access in the box.
Para ma-avoid ang penalty, ang withholding agent remit sa withheld tax before sa deadline.
So, late payment of withholding tax. Muna siya ang late payment sa ilang mga tax. So, under the new rule established by the RR6 2018, the BIR and the expenses will still the deductible even if the withholding tax surcharge including interest of such late withholding is paid at the time of audit investigations or investigations.
So,
Penalties for non-withholding withholding or late remittance of withholding tax. So mao ni ang ilang mga penalties na dugay sila nagbayad sa ilang mga tax. For example, on March 15, 2018, the taxpayer paid for 475,000 na net rental to a lessor. The VAT failed to remit the 25,000 withholding tax to the government. The taxpayer filed BIR Form 0619E on June 28, 2018. The total amount to be paid by the taxpayer on June 28, 2018 shall be withholding tax due natay 25,000 plus penalties surcharge 25,000 times 25% mao ni ang 6,250. Natay interest 25,000 times 12% times 79 divided by 365 mo ni ang 649. Natay compromise 10,000. Ang total tax due niya 41,899. Imo siyang plus tanan mo ni ang result 41,899. Next is tax reporting classification of deduction. First, cost of sales of cost of the services. Second, regular allowable itemized deductions. Third, special allowable itemized deductions. Natay two types: actual compliance expense or actual payment or transfer of fund. Second, deduction incentives are not actual expenses but are merely allowed by law to encourage taxpayers to support government programs. Number 4, net operating loss carry over mode of claiming deductions from gross income. Itemized deduction, taxpayers less every items of business expense they claim as deductions. Deductions are strictly construed against the taxpayers. Optional standard deduction. The deductions is merely presumed as a fixed percentage of gross income for corporations and gross sales of or gross receipt of individuals. That's all for today. Thank you.